Hi, I'm here with Tori Guzman, and she's gonna be my interviewee. Okay. First, can you tell us what's your age?
I am 17 years old.
Okay. What is your country of origin or nationality?
Well, I was born in Colombia, but I have a dual citizenship with Venezuela.
Perfect. Okay. And what's your gender?
I am a woman, female,
What is your ethnicity?
Latino, mixed race.
Okay. Do you have any religion or belief system?
Yes, I am a Christian.
And lastly, what is your occupation?
I am currently a student at Prepatech.
Perfect. Okay, so my key delivery will be about migration. So I would like to ask you some questions about this topic. Okay,
Okay.
first one, how is this global issue viewed in your community or culture back in Colombia?
Well, in Colombia, forced migration and any type of migration, it's seen as a very serious yet very emotional issue.
Okay.
As a Colombian for many years, I have seen how our country has suffered from internal displacement caused by armed conflict, violence, poverty, and also weather conditions or weather disasters. But I also have seen in Colombia external migration since we are very close to Venezuela. Due to its proximity, many Venezuelans has had fled in the past years to Colombia in search of safety and new opportunity and new homes. And Colombia has welcomed many Venezuelans and refugees due to its crisis, due to its current political crisis. And because of this, Colombian people understand both sides of migration, internal but external, being the one who migrates, but also being the ones who welcome the
Okay.
migrant.
Do you think there is a difference in how Colombians and Mexicans view migration?
Yes, I believe that Mexicans are not open at all. Well, from my perspective, I don't think that Mexicans are open to migration. I believe they're super close and super closed-minded. And as a migrant in Mexico, I did suffer from cultural rechazo, cultural, how do I say
Discrimination?
that? Oh, yeah, like it was not like discrimination, but as a child they didn't want to be my friends due my rare accent or the weird things I
Mm.
said or the weird things I eat and I still eating, but in Colombia we are I don't I don't know if it's due to it's like the personality of Colombians or to the traditions of Colombia, but we're super open to migrants. Like at first when the first wave of Venezuelan migrants came, I remember like receiving them with arms wide open. However,
Mhm.
as many Venezuelan migrants started to become homeless or to go to illicit actions, then is when the current problem started of negating access to Colombia from Venezuela because of fear that they will become like robbers or that they will vandalize Colombian infrastructure. But I believe that Mexicans, I came not as a refugee, but as a citizen that had the opportunity to migrate to another country due to a job opportunity that was offered to my parents. And I
Mhm.
believe that even though I wasn't like a refugee, I still had problems when migrating to Monterrey.
Okay, really interesting. Second question. How did you personally become aware of this issue?
Well, I became aware of this issue by seeing it all around and through the news specifically. Every day in the news, you could see how, I don't know, 20,000 migrants are now in Colombia, but I could also see it through my community. Well, my dad is Venezuelan, so that's how I personally firstly became aware of
Mhm.
migration. But also, like I have also heard stories of Colombian families who lost their homes due to armed conflict. The closest friend of my mom's is had to leave their homeland due to armed conflict. She used to live in Huila, which is the rural part of Colombia, which is one of the rural parts of Colombia, and there her family had a plantation of coffee, and that
Mhm.
plantation was like passed from generation to generation, but they had to leave that their home because armed groups and narco traffics demand her and threatened at her to leave their homeland because they wanted to perform illicit cultivates or illicit actions in that part of the land. And if she didn't leave, then they will have killed their father. So she had to leave, and she was threatened to leave. So by experiences like that, super close experiment, it made me super aware because I could see how it affects real people who are super close to me, who are relatives to me.
Okay, I see you're really informed on the topic. Very good. Okay. What values or traditions influence your perspective on it?
Well, Colombian culture values a lot solidarity and resilience as well. We believe in helping others, especially those who are going through difficult times. These traditions influence the way I think about forced migration and migration as a whole, and I feel that everyone deserves to live in safety, to live in equality, to live in a place where they can call home, no matter where they came from. And but I also believe that Colombian culture is super resilient to find a way to stand back up and rebuild our home and rebuild our culture and rebuild our lives over and over again.
Okay. And lastly, how does this issue impact your personal life or your community?
Where migration has changed my community in visible and in not so visible ways. There are new cultures, new foods, new accents that can only enrich more our society and our Colombian culture. But there are also challenges like unemployment and social tension and higher rates of homeless in Colombia. And it personally has made me more conscious about inequality and how easily someone's lives can change. It pushes me to be more understanding, but also more supportive toward the people who had to migrate or has lost their homes. And well, this impacts my personal life as I can see clearly how my family side, my dad's side of the family had left Venezuela due to social and political tensions. So it has personally affected me, and I can also say that it had affects my close community.
Okay, so now that you've already been through all these experiences with migration, do you think it has left an positive or a negative impact in your life?
I believe that everything has two sides of the history, you know, the good and the bad. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that migration can be something beautiful. I found my home in Mexico, but I also believe that many others have not found their home in their new place. I also believe that migration can leave the welcoming country with many issues, as I said before. At first, Colombia received Venezuelans with arms wide open, but then with all the issues and employment and social tensions, that's how the bad things came. So I believe that it can have both a positive impact or a negative impact. It can enrich our culture, but also engrave social tensions and political and economical issues.
Okay, so it's something that you would have to search a balance in order to
Yes,
like be in peace with it.
yes.
I understand. Okay, so that would be it for today's interview. Thank you very much, Lori.
Thank you so much for inviting me and being your cultural interviewee.
Well, thank you so much for your answers. I really was a fan of all of them.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.